The Story of King David and Bathsheba, A Tale of Power, Lust, and Redemption, PDF, Quiz, Unique Facts, Classes. Story of King David and Bathsheba. The story of King David and Bathsheba is a well-known biblical account of adultery and murder. As the story goes, King David saw Bathsheba bathing and was overcome with desire for her, leading to an affair. When Bathsheba became pregnant, David tried to cover up the scandal by having her husband, Uriah, killed in battle. However, Nathan the prophet confronted David about his sins, leading to his repentance and eventual forgiveness by God. The story serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of lust, deceit, and abuse of power. Story of King David and Bathsheba. The Bible is full of fascinating stories that offer insight into the human experience. One of the most compelling tales is the story of King David and Bathsheba. This ancient story has endured for centuries, captivating readers with its themes of power, lust, and redemption. In this article, we'll explore the story of King David and Bathsheba in detail, examining the key events and themes that make it such a powerful and enduring narrative. The story of King David and Bathsheba. The story of King David and Bathsheba is a cautionary tale about the dangers of power and lust. It begins with King David, one of the most powerful and beloved kings in Israelite history. Despite his many accomplishments, however, David is not immune to temptation. One day, while walking on the roof of his palace, he sees a beautiful woman named Bathsheba bathing on a nearby rooftop. David is immediately smitten with Bathsheba and decides that he must have her, despite the fact that she is already married to one of his soldiers, Uriah. David sends for Bathsheba and they sleep together, resulting in her becoming pregnant. David tries to cover up his sin by summoning Uriah back from the battlefield and encouraging him to sleep with his wife, hoping that the child will be thought of as Uriah's. However, Uriah refuses to sleep with Bathsheba, stating that he cannot enjoy the comforts of home while his fellow soldiers are still fighting in the field. David becomes desperate and orders Uriah to be placed at the front of the battle, where he is killed. Bathsheba mourns Uriah's death and then becomes David's wife. Their child is born, but the Lord is displeased with David's actions and sends the prophet Nathan to confront him. Nathan tells David a parable about a rich man who steals a poor man's only lamb, and David recognizes the wrongness of his own actions. He repents and is forgiven, but the child dies as a consequence of his sin. Bible steps. Avoid chesting on your spouse. Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. This verse encourages us to focus on the positive aspects of our spouse and not on the negative. Ephesians 4:29. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. This verse reminds us to be mindful of the words we use when talking to our spouse. We should use words that will build them up and not tear them down. James 1:19. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak and slow to become angry. This verse encourages us to be patient and mindful when communicating with our spouse. We should take the time to really listen and think before responding. Colossians 3:12-13. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. This verse reminds us that we should treat our spouse with kindness and understanding. We should be patient and forgiving when disagreements arise. 1 Peter 3:7. Husbands, in the same way be considerate as you live with your wives, and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers. This verse reminds us to be respectful and considerate of our spouse's feelings and needs. We should treat them with respect and not take advantage of their vulnerability. The themes of the story of King David and Bathsheba. The story of King David and Bathsheba is rich in themes that continue to resonate with readers today. Some of the key themes include the dangers of power. David was one of the most powerful men in Israelite history, but even he was not immune to the corrupting influence of power. His desire for Bathsheba led him to abuse his power, ultimately resulting in the death of an innocent man. Bible warnings about the dangers of power. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. This verse warns us of the dangers of allowing wicked people to possess power over others. It reminds us to be careful in choosing those who will lead us, as they can have a great impact on the lives of those they lead. James 4:6. But he giveth more grace. Wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. This verse serves as a warning to those who tend to abuse power, reminding us that God resists the proud and those who use their power to oppress others. Proverbs 16:18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. This verse serves as a reminder of the dangers of pride and arrogance, as those who possess too much power can easily fall victim to it. Mark 10:42-45. But Jesus called them to him, and saith unto them, Ye know that they which are accounted to rule over the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and their great ones exercise authority upon them. But so shall it not be among you. But whosoever will be great among you, shall be your servant, and whosoever of you will be the chiefest, shall be servant of all. For even the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many. This verse serves as a warning to all those who possess power, reminding us to remain humble and to use our power to serve others rather than to take advantage of them. Proverbs 28:15, As a roaring lion, and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. This verse warns us of the dangers of allowing a wicked ruler to have too much power, as they can quickly become oppressive and cause great harm to those under their rule. Romans 13:1-5, Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Father, grandfather, minister, missionary, deacon, elder, author, welcome to our family. View all posts.